I'm still working on that Odyssey analysis, guys. Don't let this video trick you. I'm still working on that, plus the Road to both Sonic games, so sit tight for those. I have a wisdom tooth that's growing and hurting like a mofo, and I still have some other kinks and issues to iron out with this channel and my own life, but I cannot leave you guys dry when I have 2 months off right now. But do you know who seems to be doing something similar pretty efficiently? Nintendo. Between the Switch, mobile, and other marketing and production decisions, Nintendo might actually be back. After the Wii U's abysmal failure and how much of a joke Nintendo was at the time, the Switch is not only keeping track of the mistakes with the Wii U, but it's proof we're looking at a brand new Nintendo. As great as the situation is right now, though, I'm not gonna say they're back just yet. Now, how the hell are they not back? The Switch is selling incredibly well for the first couple months. We have and are still getting very big and super solid games. We're getting a Nintendo theme park. Their mobile games have voted very well. Their third-party support is growing. Why can't we say Nintendo is back? I'm not saying you can't. You can. You very well can say they're back. I have lots of faith in Nintendo. I believe they learned from their mistakes, and the Switch is becoming a massive success. Hell, I actually feel like it might surpass the Wii. I'm loving this new Nintendo, I'm loving the Switch, and other choices they made so far. I'm just a little bit hesitant on officially believing they're back. Because look at this from a realistic point of view. No company out there is perfect. Just like any other person out there in the world, we all make slip-ups and bad decisions on our part. Their success can slip through their fingers just as they can keep it riding throughout the system's life cycle. Now, I am absolutely positive you guys and girls watching this are very well aware of the Wii U's bombshell. I rarely talked about it, but I honestly don't have to, considering the hardware, sales, and numbers are plain as day, and many other YouTubers and websites out there clarified why the Wii U just bombed so badly, and I'm sure we all want to forget about the Wii U. But as it's a mark to show what Nintendo cannot do, it's an important part of Nintendo's history to just leave it there, just as any other console they put out on the market. Between the Wii U's number of flaws, there are two key factors as to why it did so bad. One, their marketing was just abysmal, and we all know. No one knew what the Wii U was, add-on to the Wii or not, how its demographics were shot all over the place, and it was mostly just aimed at younger generations when a hefty portion of their fanbase were in their 20s to 30s. We have all these colorful and fun games for you to try on this system you could play on your TV or 5 feet away from your gamepad. A bunch of colorful and fun games that were regarded as kiddie from general consumers and weren't all that interesting or attractive. That's one of the reasons why people thought that the Wii U was so bad, because that marketing. People thought this system and most of its games were just for kids, when most of Nintendo's fans were of the teenager to adult demographic. We have fans that are in their 20s and 30s. If the system and the games are going to be regarded as low budget, safe, and kid-friendly, that's not a good pull if you want your system to sell. And two, which is the bigger one, they did not have the games. There was almost nothing the first half of its life cycle, and it just took too long to get any games at all. The first quote-unquote big Mario game came out at the end of 2013, a year after the system launched, and that was really probably the first game people were I guess hyped about? I mean, it's Mario. I mean, people love Mario. And New Super Mario Brothers, I doubt people were hyped for that because it's like the fourth one. And once the third parties put out games during launch, they dropped out like kamikazes. They just stopped producing games for the Wii U, plus the hardware made it hard to do so. The massive overabundance of platformers and easy-bake titles as well was a problem. Most of the Wii U software lineup had a lot of games that would normally be easier to make and ship out for people to play. A lot of safe titles between multiplayers, adventure games, platformers, and especially 2D side-scrollers. There wasn't that many huge, massive, big games for the Wii U. If anything, the real big one was Smash 4, which came out 2 years later, halfway into the Wii U's lifespan, and honestly, that's the only game keeping the system on people's shelves nowadays. Sure, we have our Mario Kart, Splatoon, Mario Maker, and other solid multiplayers and adventure games, but a hefty portion of games were just uninteresting, bland, safe, too much of the same thing, and just very, very unattractive. Another Star Fox 64 with bad controls, another New Super Mario Bros., another Sticker Star, another Kirby, another Donkey Kong Country Returns, another Mario Party 9, another 3D Land. some indie titles, etc. None of these games looked that interesting. Now, Tropical Freeze was heavily praised, as well as other titles I did and did not mention, like Splatoon, Yoshi's Woolly World, Smash, Mario Kart, Mario Maker, and such. But titles like those, they didn't come until the Wii U lost its audience halfway into its life cycle, and it was just consisting of mostly hardcore fans at that point. 13 million overall as the install base is a terrible number compared to older and current gen consoles. No massive 3D Mario, no big Metroid, no big Mario Party, no interesting or hot third parties, just a lot of catering to the casual crowd, which has mostly shifted to the smartphone team. We didn't even get a big Zelda game until the very end of the system's life cycle. The Wii U's library and hardware was very lopsided, gimmicky with its hardware, and left many Wii U owners feeling cheated and ripped off, because it didn't have any big guns like I said, just lots of safe, blanding casual titles that wouldn't appeal as many people as it used to. You don't even have to use the Wii U to compare, just look at the Wii, the GameCube, the N64, any system that sold more than the Wii U did. They had lots of multiplayers, plenty of big adventures and big games in of themselves, between Ocarina of Time, Kid Icarus Uprising, the Smash Brothers line, Kirby Air Ride, Splatoon, the first 4 3D Mario games, Metroid Prime, the Pokemon games, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, third parties among the GameCube, Wii, DS, and 3DS library, and many others. Some of the failed consoles had some of these too, but again, it was either too little or too late. In this case, it was too late. But the reason I had to bring up the Wii U like every other person on YouTube is because it's a clear reminder of what Nintendo did wrong and where to go from where they must never go again. The Nintendo Switch alone is a clear reminder of Nintendo changing their ways and fixing their mistakes. Because people seem to be underestimating just how well the Switch is and will be doing now and into 2018. A console just focusing on pure fun and games? Hell yes. I mean, there's no gimmicks with the Wii U, it's just you can take it with you. You can put it in the dock. You have a bunch of different control options. Boom. It's simple, it's efficient, it's fun, it's doing a lot of things right. Commercials and marketing have been intelligent and successful for the portable system. It's just simple, there's no big gimmicks or anything. It's just take it, you get the games, boom. Plain and simple. That's what we want out of a console. We just want the games, we just want the fun, the simplicity, we just want the experience. Portraying how much social fuel and how convenient and liberating the Switch is capable of, it's awesome. Almost nothing but adults and teens have this in their advertising, and it's hitting home. Even among younger audiences, not just kids and youths want the system, but a vast majority of teens and adults. Most of which that are Nintendo fans, I might add, are absolutely loving the Switch. Old fans, literally fans from the 80s and 90s of Nintendo, are coming back and seeing what the Switch can do, even among how many games we have already, especially compared to the Wii U as well. We got Zelda immediately, and because of it alone, the Switch sold almost 3 million units in 1 month. This system is doing eons better than the Wii U did. We also have a brand new IP in the form of a 3D fighting game that outsold Tekken and Street Fighter V when they launched on already popular systems, that also became the best-selling new fighting game IP in 8 years. We also get a brand new Splatoon in less than a month, one of the Wii U's best sellers, which will reach a wider audience than the Wii U did, and it's a very solid multiplayer game. We're getting a huge 3D Mario, 64 style by Halloween too, and this is only for this year. We have 5 big, huge, exciting titles, one of which is a brand new IP, and another is a 3-year-old port in the first 7 months of the Switch's launch. We're already golden with the first parties, even among the smaller titles. Xenoblade 2, a humongous game slated for this year still. A Fire Emblem game I'm sure will wet people's willies. And even among third parties for this year is still ripe and just growing. Some may feel it's small and just full of already released titles, but people seem to forget not just the power of third parties, but also the fact what people said about the third parties on the Switch is also what people said about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe became the best-selling Mario Kart in history, despite being a port, despite being a 3-year-old game, despite being not that different from the original version, and despite everyone believing it was gonna bomb. The fact it did so well not just shows people will buy ports anyways, but especially how many people passed on the Wii U. How big of an audience Nintendo missed on. Millions upon millions really didn't invest in a Wii U, but are willing to see what the Switch has in store. The Wii U's blunders assisted the Switch's sales in multiple ways, between hiding these already great games from a lot of consumers' eyes and wallets, and fixing its mistakes. When it comes to third parties, borderline all of them dropped out after the launch and became one of the Wii U's biggest problems. The Switch has and will get Skyrim, Rocket League, NBA, Minecraft, Yooka-Laylee, Bomberman, Street Fighter, Mario and Rabbids, 2 Sonic games in 1 year, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Shovel Knight, and many of the other 200 plus non-exclusives, some of which will deliver engaging multiplayer and in-depth experiences, while others have casual, fun, light experiences like the Wii U games, Snipper Clips, Shovel Knight, Snake Pass, Puyo Puyo Tetris, and more. And again, some people underestimate these couple-year-old games. Minecraft, for example, is an old game and a joke machine, but it's still freaking popular. Lots of kids and teens still play Minecraft, and it got on Sony and Microsoft systems quickly enough. Minecraft got on the Wii U literally near the end of its life cycle. But on the Switch, we got it almost instantly as well. What's more, most of the third parties games are getting all the DLC plus more, exclusive and non-exclusive, which is a bonus and just shows third-party companies are dying for the Switch. They're actually interested in investing their time and resources into this system. Games, first-party and third-party alike, giving not just casual and fun multiplayer experiences, but also having huge games to immerse yourself with, are thriving on the Switch, and it's only getting bigger and bigger from here. If the Switch continues to sell at this rate, plus with how easy the hardware is to port them over, we don't have to worry about third parties. Another problem Nintendo had have been gaming droughts, which is going months without a game to keep us busy and wanting more. The Switch is able to provide us at least one big game monthly, and even third parties and other smaller titles in between. Huge Zelda in March, Mario Kart in April, ARMS in June, Splatoon in July, Mario and Rabbids in August, Rocket League in September, Fire Emblem sometime in the fall, most likely September, huge Mario game in October, and Xenoblade and Skyrim for the holiday, and plenty of other games I didn't even mention were planned out too in between. And there's already a plan for 2018 as well. A brand new Kirby, a brand new Yoshi, an actual mainline Pokemon game, and frickin' Metroid Prime 4. A wish some fans of the series clung on to for years. The casual crowd, multiplayer crowd, and hardcore crowd are getting their money's worth this year and next year, and probably beyond that, between the games and the hardware decisions and capabilities of the Switch itself. What makes this even more crazy is there's more unannounced titles for not just next year, but 2017 still. Like, what the hell is left? We're already in July. It's gonna be a real feast of Nintendo games this generation, and if Zelda alone sold 3 million in a month after the Wii U, imagine how much Mario will do for Christmas, on top of how many other games will be out by then. If for some reason you're on the fence on getting a Switch, I think now, up to this Christmas, is a great time to pick up the Switch. And people still are on the fence because there's no Smash yet, no real Mario Party, no Star Fox, no F-Zero, no Wario game, no Kid Icarus, no real Paper Mario, etc. Yet, not only am I sure we'll get those, they'll be saved for the monthly releases in the future to avoid droughts, but you gotta give these games room to breathe already, like Mario, Xenoblade, you know, the games for this year and potentially next year. These games, along with others and especially Virtual Console, will come in due time, don't worry. But right now, there's still plenty to be invested in and excited about already. We may be looking at one of Nintendo's most successful systems in history. It's not just the Switch Nintendo is doing fantastically either, its mobile market's been doing good as well, as we've already seen between Fire Emblem and Pokemon, and more games are coming as well. So the casual market has more Nintendo to look at. Super Nintendo World, the theme park and Universal Studios is looking very high quality and spectacular, expanding their brand name, and looking at the certain leaks for the park's map, it may be fairly spread out as far as Nintendo IPs go. Nintendo has even confirmed interest in anime as well. Star Fox, Pikmin, Yoshi, and more are gonna get their own anime, whether it be shorts or a series. That I am so excited for. But Kid Icarus should be first. Smash 2 maybe. But with how far they're expanding their brand and how many smart decisions are being made, Nintendo is rocking their way out of the dark ages of the Wii U and into a golden age. Okay, so again, why can't you fully believe Nintendo is back after everything you just said? Two main reasons. One, it's a tad too early to say they're back when the Switch literally just launched, despite its impressive sales and media coverage. And two, it's a matter of how long can Nintendo keep this momentum going. I'm cautiously optimistic and don't want to jump the gun when, God forbid, Nintendo will somehow think of something bad and botch it up. I mean, this is Nintendo we're talking about. They've learned, but God knows what they'll do. They're unpredictable, and we could be sitting too comfy before something bad may happen and it's not a total trek out of the woods. It could be a calm before the storm for all we know. Even still, we still need our Smash, our Mario Party, our Star Fox, or Wario, or Paper Mario, our Mario Strikers in baseball, our Kid Icarus, our potential F-Zero, our potential Mother 3, definitely our Virtual Console, and more on the way. And before we get those, we need to see the games for 2018 and what else that year and the future holds. E3 proved successful and the Switch is already doing amazing, but with just a few million units now and a couple big games and third parties, we still need more of that throughout the Switch's life. Like Reggie said during E3, this is only the tip of the iceberg. We're still in for massive announcements, games, third parties, and more in the coming years, and that just makes me excited. Realistically, we just have to wait and see how much further we can go. But as of now, I'd love to say Nintendo's back, but it'd be more reasonable and open-minded to say this is the start of something divine for Nintendo. The mobile market's doing good, the theme park looks amazing, Nintendo anime sounds awesome, and the Switch is working wonders for Nintendo, its fans, returning fans, and newcomers alike. We're on the road to Nintendo becoming marvelous in almost every way again. And even though they still have a ways to go, the beginning of it so far is proving to be Nintendo's renaissance. What a time to be a Nintendo fan, honestly. Oh boy. They call this the year of revivals. Maybe this actually is the year that Nintendo's revived, along with Sonic, Mario, Zelda, Crash, platformers, Bubsy, Atari. Bruh, Nintendo might actually be back. We're actually looking at a renaissance right here. We might actually be looking at that. Holy shit. Okay, for any newbies here on the channel, hello, how are you? I'm Super Mario T. If you like Mario and Sonic, I got vids hyping up the most recent entries, Odyssey, Forces, Mania, and a huge E3 analysis covering everything Mario Odyssey, and Let's Plays coming for not just those 3 games, but others as well. July's my month, so I'm making this my comeback month after 2.5 weeks of nothing but absence. So stay super.